This is Atlantic Television Network, and welcome to Global News at 9 p.m. First, the highlights. Rivers State Sole Administrator cancels MDA's procurement. INEC rejects petition to recall Natasha. Shetima attends Senegal's Independence Day anniversary in Dakar. Federal government, UNIDO supports industrial development with $174.59 million. President Trump reaffirms support for NATO. Rangers coach talks tough win over Heartland. And Kanye West speaks on split with wife Bianca Censori.
From life across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your thoughts on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Sole Administrator of Rivers State, Vice Admiral Ibok Eta Ibas has cancelled all pending procurement and tender processes carried out by the ministries, departments and agencies. The government announcement issued in Port Harcourt on Thursday, signed by the Secretary to the Rivers State Government, Professor Ibibia Worika, directed MDAs that carried out such tender processes for projects in their respective offices to refund such tender fees to the respective contractors immediately. He said, in adherence to the Supreme Court's judgment upholding the appeal court ruling and in the absence of an appropriation law, the sole administrator Vice Admiral retired Ibok Eta Ekwe Ibas wishes to notify the general public that all procurement and tender processes that were carried out by ministries, departments and agencies during the period are hereby cancelled. Rivers State Police Command commemorates 2025 National Day with community engagement, free medical outreach and sensitization activities. The Commissioner of Police, Rivers State Command CP Olubenga A. Adekboju, who led personnel of Command to observe the 2025 National Police Day celebration today, 3rd of April 2025, said it is in line with the directives of the Inspector General of Police IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbotokun with line-up events of activities aimed at fostering better relations between the police and members of the process. Meant for all, while encouraging residents to manage refugees properly, adding that on Sunday the event will be rounded off with church services where prayers will be offered aimed at reflecting on the values of sacrifice, service and dedication that defines his profession and raising awareness and consciousness on safety measures from members of the public. Host communities in Bayelsa State's coastal region have issued a 14-day ultimatum to NNPC Exploration and Production Limited, threatening to shut down operations at oil mining leases 86 and 88 if their grievances over security contracts are not addressed. The ultimatum was signed by key representatives from the affected communities, including Chief Christopher Tudio Ezetuwan, Dr. Amakiri Ngozi Fishtown, Mr. Tuade Alexi Ezetutu, Mr. Aneri Ebimene Ekeni, and others, adding that the action is not only contrary to the established agreements, but also undermines the trust and cooperation that have sustained peaceful operations in the field. The dispute centers around NEPLC's decision to terminate the contract of Multiplan Nigeria Limited, a community-nominated security contractor, and reduce the number of community-owned security vessels from 3 to 2. A while, one of the vessels has now been awarded to a contractor unknown to the host communities, a move they view as a violation of long-standing agreements. OMLS 86 and 88 were previously operated by Chevron Nigeria Limited before being divested to NNPC. The 8 host communities in Sangana and Fishtown in Brass local government area are Koloma 1, Koloma 2, Foropa, Ekeni, Ezetu 1 and Ezetu 2 in southern Ijo local government area have a long before transferring the case to the State Criminal Investigation Department, and in line with the directive of the Commissioner of Police, CP Olufemi Abaniwanda, a technically driven investigation was initiated, and following the arrest, the police exhumed the victim's body for an autopsy while efforts are ongoing to apprehend the fleeing suspects. Governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Igodalo's petition due to a lack of merit and a failure to present competent witnesses to substantiate the claims of non-compliance, and urges supporters and other party faithful to keep the peace and seek the rule of law in their fight for justice. According to him, from the very beginning, their massive show of support, sincere love and belief in their shared vision for a prosperous Edo State have been the driving force behind the journey of ambition to lead the people, while urging them to remain resolute, committed in their pursuit for truth and justice. Chairman of the Edo State People's Democratic Party, Caretaker Committee Tony Azegbemi, has urged party members to remain resolute in the face of the tribunal's ruling, describing it as a temporary setback, adding that the party is prepared to explore all available democratic means to ensure the will of the people of Edo State prevails. Azegbemi made the comments in reaction to the judgment delivered by the appointed as the 49th CP of the state on January 16, 2025, and she took over from CP Peter Umoru Ozigi at his retirement on January 25, 2025. A statement by the Commission's head of police, head of press and public relations, Ikechukwu, mounted troop, first equitation officer, force headquarters, Abuja, Ani said the new CP, who was at the Police Service Commission for a posting interview, presided over the chairman, DIG Ashimu Agongo, retired, was charged to be proactive and to settle down quickly so as to reduce the crime rate in Edo State. Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umo Eno has directed the company Sterling Global to stop further encroachment. The governor in council took the decision following complaints received from various communities in the oil-bearing part of the state, particularly the area of operations of the Sterling Global. He said the SEC, after due consideration and review, directed that the oil company immediately revert and limit its operations within the 1,000 hectares of land earlier allocated to it and the 700 hectares buffer zone, while the council directed the Ministry of Lands to take appropriate actions to ensure the determination of all statuses as regards the approvals given, and to ensure that they operate within the confines of the law. Umana disclosed that the council approved the establishment of a Department of Occupational Safety in the State Police, in the State Public Service, to be headed by a permanent secretary under the office of the Head of Civil Service, as well as the recruitment of safety officers, adding that the SEC, pursuant to the Agriculture and Food Sufficiency Program of the Arise Agenda, inaugurated the Akwa Ibom State Agriculture and Food Security Committee, headed by Professor Answer. Human Rights Group, the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, has called on the Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo to release about 40 native doctors being detained in the state. The native doctors were arrested after the signing of the Anambra State Vice President of the Umoji Improvement Union, as well as Onyeze Jesus Ekene Igbokwese, among others. The group further raised the alarm on the activities of Fulani herdsmen in the southeast, calling on the governors of Ebonyi, Enugu, Anambra, and Imo State to sit up and threaten to mount advocacy through their international counterparts for visa bans and international isolation against the governors and their families. One order over their alleged flagrant disobedience to the court order restraining them from trespassing on his land in Lekki area of the state. Joined as defendant and respondent in the notice, Mr. Tunji Sholaja was accused of flagrant disobedience to the order of court delivered by Justice Akinwumi Idowu on December 10, 2024, adding that the motion for consequence to disobedience to court order followed the prayer of the claimant asking the court to restrain the law firm of Attorney General of Lagos State, Lawal Pedro San, and associates from representing Starmark Finance Company Limited. Ademola, through his counsel, Mr. Ayodele Osanyin Lucy, is asking the courts to order the law firm of the Lagos State Attorney General and the Commissioner for Justice to withdraw its representation for the first defendant, Starmark Finance, in the suit on the ground of conflict of interest. Ademola, who was working towards building a world-class specialist hospital for the benefit of Lagos people and Nigerians in Lagos, revealed that his investment and life are under serious threat due to the actions of the suspected land grabbers and land speculators who are hell-bent on taking over his legitimate property. Oyo State government has commenced a crackdown on illegal structures, shanties, and indiscriminate truck parking along the Ibadan-Lagos Expressway toll gate and areas under high-tension lines. The executive assistant to Governor Sheyi Makinde on security, CP Sunday Odukoya, retired, who disclosed this during the operation that the exercise was necessary to prevent accidents and other safety hazards caused by the indiscriminate activities along the highway. The chairman of the Oyo State Road Traffic Management Authority, Major Adekoya Adesagba, retired, described the operation as a multi-agency effort aimed at addressing environmental and security threats, particularly at the state's gateway. Reacting to the development, a representative of the Diesel Sellers Association, Abbas Ademola, appealed to the government to provide alternative locations for those affected, warning that the exercise could lead to unemployment and increase in insecurity. The enforcement operation was carried out by a joint task force comprising the Oyo State Road Traffic Management Authority, the Federal Road Safety Corps environmental officers, Operation Boss Amotekun, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Nigeria Union pensioners in the Southwest Zone are lamenting the failure of the government to implement the 2,000 pension increase across board for the pensioners as directed by President Bola Tinubu last year, September. This is coming after President Tinubu had given the directive at the commencement of payment of 70,000 naira new minimum wage to also ensure that the pensioners were not excluded. The Public Relations Officer of the Union, Dr. Olusegun Abatan, raised this concern while addressing the press during the zonal meeting of the pensioners held in Abeokuta on Thursday, adding that among the 6 Southwest states, only Governor Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State has implemented a part of this pension increase, paying 17,500 naira. He said Makinde has also implemented the 33% pension increase of 2020 and the 20% pension increase of January 2024 and raised the minimum paid from pensioners in the state to 25,000 naira. Abatan said the Oyo government has equally completed plans to pay 2 billion naira every month for payment of pensions and gratuities, adding that the kind gesture has brought lots of reliefs for the pensioners in the state and other states to follow the good example of Governor Makinde and prioritize making life more rewarding for the pensioners in their old age. Operatives of the Ondo State Securities Network Agency, also known as Amotokun Corps, has arrested 28 suspects for allegedly kidnapping over 70 foreigners in the state. The foreigners, who are Ghanaians, were lured to the state by the suspects under the pretense of facilitating over who received the petition, which was submitted at INEX headquarters in Abuja Monday. Natasha, who represents Kogi Central in the Senate, is currently on suspension for allegedly flouting the Senate rules, and according to the petitioners, over 250,000 constituents signed the petition out of about 480,000 registered voters in the senatorial district. The petition was titled Constituents Petition for the Recall of Senator Natasha Akpo-Tuduagan on grounds of loss of confidence, while the commission said the petition for the recall of the senator representing the Kogi Central Senatorial District has not met the requirement of Section 69, Paragraph A of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Yesom Wike, has dismissed death rumors by political enemies, adding that he saw him unknown, dead, and Private Ibrahim Bazala injured. The security expert said the assailants stole 2 AK-47 rifles from the soldiers before fleeing the scene, and the victims were rushed to the 44 Army Reference Hospital, where Corporal James was confirmed dead, while Private Bazala is receiving medical treatment for his injuries. Makama also said the assailants were tracked to the Girl 2, Kaduna, where they abandoned the silver Toyota Corolla following a coordinated operation by the military, police, and vigilante groups. Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Aliyu has intensified efforts to revive moribund industries to boost industrialization and tackle unemployment as well as economic growth in the state. He disclosed this when he received members of the Sokoto State Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Agriculture on a Salah homage and lamented the collapse of several industries that once thrived in the state, including ceramics, tannery, furniture and fertilizer blending plants, which played a significant role in job creation and revenue generation. He said the government is open to partnerships with interested investors to breathe new life into the abandoned industries, particularly through quality road construction and the completion of the Sokoto Independent Power Plant project, which is expected to enhance electricity supply as well as boost industrial and business activities in the state. In his remarks, President of the Sokoto State Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Agriculture lauded the governor's developmental strides, particularly the ongoing urban program that has significantly improved the state's infrastructure and investment appeal. He expressed confidence that the initiatives would make Sokoto a prime destination for business and industrial growth and poised to regain its industrial prominence and create new opportunities for business. Notorious bandit leader Bello told of filing this report. Bauchi State Minister of Education has announced the resumption dates for schools. He also extended his condolences to the Emir of Rano over the gruesome murder of Kano indigenes in Uromi, Edo State, and also commended the Emir for his role in calming tensions and reassuring the affected families that justice will be served. He also commended the governor for acting on complaints regarding the 5-kilometer road project, which led to the replacement of the contractor with a more competent one. Severe rainstorm hit several communities